Hi everybody! So for today's craft, I thought we could really focus on fruits since we're in the month of July, and our July theme, we said goodbye to under the waves and under the sea, and we're saying hello to camping and to summertime garden and the summer season. And, a lot of the times in the summer, we've been actually growing a garden in our backyard. And we have cucumbers and tomatoes and jalapenos and bell peppers and all different sorts of fruits and vegetables. And they're flourishing right now, which means they're growing like crazy because there are 3 things that we need for our plants to grow. Do you know what those are? We've got 3 of them, right? Let me show you. I'm going to grab my marker. One thing we need is can you tell me what that is? Awesome. That's right. Now this is rain, right? What it is we just need water. Whether it comes from the sky or from your hose, we need some water to grow. And actually, we need water too as humans, huh? So one thing we need is water, whether that be rain or from your hose. Another thing we need is, who doesn't love one of these? Very good, some sunshine. I love a sunny day. Sun. So we've got water, sun, and the last thing we need to give ourselves energy. We eat a lot of fruits and vegetables too, especially because they have so much nutrients. And the food that we eat gives us energy and helps us grow. So something that helps the plants grow is the soil. And the soil a lot of the times is what has the nutrients too. So the last thing we need is soil. Now, when we have sun, water, and soil, this helps all of our plants and crops grow like crazy. And that helps them to become the best of their abilities, right? So what I chose today for our craft, instead of working on flowers, we're going to pick a fruit. And this fruit, I figured what better way to pick the fruit than to choose the one of our class. So I'm going to make an apple with you guys today. Now what we'll need for this craft, you know what that is? Yeah, there's a little bit of toilet paper actually on this, huh? It's a toilet paper roll. I'm going to use this and we're going to recycle it and reuse it. And when I say recycle it, it means that we're taking something and we're putting it to another use. Because I think it's really important to recycle and to reuse, and it kind of gives it another opportunity at being used for something new. And then in my little packet, I have, this is a fun one. We're not going to make an apple like your average apple, right? We're actually going to make it look like it's the apple core. So it's the inside of your apple. I thought it'd be kind of fun and something different to do. So I have 2, you know what these are? They're cupcake holders. We take these and when you bake, you pour your cupcake batter in it and then it cooks around the cupcake, and then when you pass out your cupcakes, it's in this little cupcake holder, right? So this is actually going to be the pieces of our apple, the top and the bottom of our apple core. Now why don't we draw an apple core on here so you kind of have an idea of what it looks like. If you're going to draw an apple, if you're going to make an apple, let's use my marker. Let's make a red apple. And if you want to make a different color apple, that's fine. We have red apples, there are green apples, there are even yellow apples, right? Those opal apples, which are really delicious. But if we're making an apple, let's make the top part. It kind of looks like it's eaten out of, right? Because the apple core is just the last bits of an apple. Because you already ate all around it. So here's the apple core. So there's some of the top and the bottom. We have the stem and a leaf, and then in the center of the apple is what? Very good, those are the seeds. And if you wanted to plant an apple tree, that's what you would use, are those seeds. So what we're going to use is this is going to be the apple core. We have 2 cupcake holders to make the tops and the bottom. And then I made a stem out of brown construction paper. Couple of seeds out of black construction paper too. All right, and oh yes, my green leaf out of construction paper. All right, So what you'll need for this craft are these pieces of construction paper, the cupcake holders, and a toilet paper roll. Now, what I did is I painted mine with some white acrylic paint. So it looks like it's a white center. Now, if you don't have white paint, that is totally okay. I chose to make this, and you can either do that too, or you can come up with something different. But I'll let you decide. So I use my white paint, and now it's nice and dry, right? See? A-okay? And I'm going to use my glue. And what I'm going to do is put it in the middle of my cupcake holder, because this is going to make it look like it's the center of my apple core. See? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue all around the center of my apple. Or excuse me, toilet paper roll. See how I put it on the bottom here? And then I'm going to press it down. And then I'm actually going to just leave it be, because if I mess with it, I don't want it to come apart. So I'm just kind of lightly pressing down on it to make sure that that holds. So while that dries, I'm going to add the top part. So we'll do the same thing for the top. Now, if you want to wait a little bit for that bottom one to dry so it doesn't drip, that's okay too. I'm going to do this. I'm going to add a light layer to the top. It might take some time to get it really precise around the edge, but that's good practice, right? And then I'm going to press. Perfect. And then, voila! It's starting to look like an apple, huh? And then I'm going to take my apple seeds and I'm going to place a little bit of glue. Not too much, see? Just a drop or so. And I'm going to place it in the middle of my apple. And I'm going to put a couple apple seeds, because sometimes when you take a big bite of an apple, you find a couple seeds together. I'll put that right next to each other. It's so fun. Perfect. And then go ahead and get your scissors. And let's cut out a green leaf. Kind of like a diamond shape, right? So we're going to use our scissors. Thumb to the sky, right? Wrist to the sky. And we're going to open, shut, and twist the paper to go around your diamond. Remember, we don't use scissors to cut our hair. We don't use scissors to cut our clothes. We use it to cut our paper, please. And then go ahead and scrap your recycling. That way it is placed in the correct space. And then what I'm going to do to add my stem, it's going to be tricky to glue it just straight on. So I'm actually going to take it and I'm going to bend the bottom a little bit. So it's got kind of like an L. Actually, it looks exactly like an L, right? See the L? So I bent the bottom so there's a little piece hanging like so. See? And then let's take our leaf that we cut and I'm going to glue it on here. And I'm going to glue this on the stem first before gluing it onto the apple, because it'll be a little tricky to try to balance it on this delicate piece. So I took the glue and I'm going to put my apple leaf right next to the stem. So it looks like this. All right, good. Hold that down. Press. And voila. Now, we're going to take the part that's bent. See how it's bent at the bottom here? And I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to put it at the bottom, like so. And then we're going to glue it to the top. Now, since my apple seeds are right here, I'm going to make my stem the same direction. So, I'm going to have to look it towards me. Sorry, guys. Just so I can make sure I put it on correctly. And then, voila. And I'm going to gently press, because if we push on it too hard, you might poke a hole in the cupcake holder. And voila, a tasty apple. You might not be able to really eat it, but you could at least use your imagination, huh? And we did it. I can't wait to see how yours turn out. Have so much fun. I know that apples tend to really, ripen in the fall time. But I figured since they're growing so well right now during the summertime, and since our class is the apple trees, it would be fun to focus on that. So I can't wait to see how your craft turns out. Have fun with it. Try your best. and I will see you next time.